In between the span of time we were last on Gone with the Wind, Game of Thrones has ended, the royal baby has been born, and now we're apparently going to die by 2050. Welcome to Gone with the Wind. Cue the music. Hey everybody, welcome back to the 23rd episode of Gone with the Wind, starting our second season, officially kicking off our, 2019/2020 Oscar year. The 92nd Oscars, officially, I believe is what it will be. I am joined by our famous panel, the one and the onlys, Ryan McKenna.
What is up? Welcome back. Welcome to 2019. Let's see what this year's going to be like.
I know, because everyone loved last year.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten. Like, what happened last year? It's been like such a blur.
This movie called Green Book won Best Picture. Well, actually, it happened 3 months ago or 4.
3 months ago. About 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Abe's here.
Hi. My level of fame has increased 7 followers on Twitter. I had 83 on February. Now I have 90.
There you go. Those victories we have. And then we have our favorite New Zealander, Peter Jackson. Malcolm.
Yeah, they're happy to be here. It got lots of things to talk about.
When are we going to get the Silmarillion adaptation, Jackson?
2051.
You said that on purpose because you know we're going to be dead by 2050.
How much did you lose with Moral Engines?
Oh.
That's a question. No.
I don't think he wants to answer that. As his PR person, I have to say no. He cannot answer that question. But no, we are now back full swing this year. But before we get started, so far, can you tell me a bit more about what are some movies that we've seen during our absence? What are some of the highlights that you've seen, Ryan? I know we said prior, both of us were not as happy with what we've seen so far, but what are some of the highlights you have seen out of this bunch?
Yeah, so I've had a very slow 2019 at the movie theaters. I've only gone to 18 movies, which I know for a lot of people is like, whoa, but not for us. That's a slow year. But yeah, I've been disappointed very broadly. But there are 3 movies that I really like. So I'll hype them up. I really like Shazam. I think that is a charming as hell movie and a movie I really needed when I was 13 years old. And it was a delight. Another one, Fighting with My Family, smaller movie, but really great. I hate wrestling, but this was a lot of fun. And of course, who could forget John Wick 3 Parabellum, which is, I think, far and away the best movie I've seen this year.
Oh, wow.
And it's just stacked with wild craziness and epic action. So that's been my year in a nutshell.
Awesome. Worst movie you've seen so far?
The Beach Bum, starring
you saw
it? Which it's a really good performance by Matthew McConaughey, but it's just this movie it's like one train wreck into another with like montages of him getting super high in between. Like, it's really weird.
It sounds very weird. All right, Malcolm, what have you seen so far this year, and what have you loved and not so loved?
I've loved a lot of what I've seen. Like, I've seen Endgame and really loved that. Like, I really enjoyed Us. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I really enjoyed Detective Pikachu. I also saw Fighting with My Family, and like, inaccuracies aside, I thought it was a really great movie because these days most biopics, like, who really knows what's accurate anymore?
Yeah.
But yeah, Captain Marvel and Shazam I both enjoyed. I actually surprisingly enjoyed Escape Rooms, so there's that.
Nice.
First wide release of 2018, right?
I think so. And hey, what about you?
I have a movie I absolutely love, which I don't know if you guys have seen, which is Booksmart. That was like that one, as Brian said, like he needed Shazam. Ryan, sorry. He needed Shazam when he was in high school. I needed this Booksmart when I was in high school. Oh, when he was 13. Sorry. I really like Longshot. I confused your name and your age. I'm doing great. I need to sleep. I really like Longshot and Avengers, and something I really hated. It was A Dog's Way Home. that came out in February, I think.
Why did you see that?
Wasn't it A Dog's Journey with the sequel?
No. There's two of them,
there's a
and
third
both
one
of them, both of them are terrible.
Sequels coming this year.
It's like it was a sequel and a spin-off the same year. They're going full Marvel Cinematic Universe here.
Yeah. Dog's Journey is a little bit better. It's more entertaining, a little fun, but that one's terrible. It's just like it brightens a lot how we're making a voice like, hello, like a dog. I don't know. But that's the movie.
Can you please do the entire podcast in that voice, Abe?
I don't know how to talk like that. But that's the movie. You've seen it.
Big time wolf there.
A major time wolf. For me personally, this has also been a very slow year. I still haven't even seen Shazam yet. That completely blew past me. I need to have a lot of catching up to do. Booksmart, I am going to hopefully be seeing tomorrow, if not Wednesday. Heard nothing but great things, or at least very good things from it. So I'm excited to see that. But this year,
talk to me then.
oh, you didn't like it?
I liked it. I didn't think it was amazing.
Okay, well, at least as good, not great. I guess like the biggest one for me personally that I saw this year, and that's because, I wrote a video essay on that, and that is How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World. It's not the best movie of the year per se, but for me personally, there was something about that I connect with on an emotional level, specifically the ending, which is probably one of the best like endings to an animated movie, one of the best payoffs generally. While it's a little bumpy in the middle, that ending is just like I was in tears, and it really kind of makes you understand the full just scope of what a really solid, very good in some aspects, a trilogy of animated films could do. We don't really have good quality, kids movies out now. I wouldn't call it a kids movie because it's a lot of more. They tackle a lot more adult themes and a lot more, deeper meanings than the Secret Life of Pets. Because God forbid those movies try to do something more so than what they are. I appreciate what that does, and it just kind of really cemented itself as probably one of my favorite. Actually, you know what? It is probably now my officially favorite animated trilogy because Toy Story 3 is about to be Toy Story 4.
Hey, Toy Story is still a trilogy. I don't like Toy Story 2, but it's still a trilogy.
Well, what does Toy Story 4 mean for it, though?
You have
at time of recording, it's still a trilogy until the fourth one gets
okay,
released.
well, until that happens.
You have 18 days to call it.
Okay.
The first 3 Toy Stories are still a trilogy.
Okay, well, by that definition, Toy Story 3 is still my favorite.
They're the Andy trilogy.
They're the Andy trilogy. They're phase 1 of the Toy Story universe. We'll go with that.
I actually think that How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, if you take out the villain, it would be a really fascinating, wonderful avant-garde movie.
Yeah,
but
100%.
But it has the villain.
The villains have never been the best aspect of the series. They've always focused on the heroes, and that's made the heroes like stronger. Because Hiccup to me is probably one of the strongest animated characters, if not one of the strongest, characters that I have personally seen, because you see him actually grow, and you don't see that happen many times in animated features. And I appreciate that immensely because he goes through a lot of very relatable struggles, and that's something that I think most kids and even like adult like myself could really appreciate because I can relate back and be like, oh, I never had a dragon, but I've gone through loss like that, or I've gone through emotional moments such as that, and it's kind of hit me home. And of course, Endgame is also like very satisfying. I cried for the last 20 minutes. Can we spoil that on here? What should we do that, guys? Or
yes,
yeah.
No.
Okay. Honestly, it's made over $2 billion at this point. Like
it's $3 billion.
I mean, it's 70 million away from beating Avatar.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
70.
Yeah.
No, it's in the 60s right now. I don't know.
It's really close, but yeah, that man, that entire Tony's ending is probably one of them is also incredibly satisfying because man. Once that happened, I just cried to the very end of the credits. And that's like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't cry the first time I saw it. Neither the second time. But the third time, for some reason, I cried.
Okay. All right.
So, actually, this dovetails into a question that I wanted to ask you guys. What have been your biggest disappointments of 2019? Because overall, I found 2019 to not be a very good year. And a lot of it I find are just these movies that are either like coming up short of my expectations or coming up short of how well they were pitched. So like Booksmart, that was a movie that was pitched to me as like next level great, and I didn't love it. Endgame, obviously everybody freaked out, and I was just like, okay, it's fine. Missing
How many
Link
times
was
have
just,
you watched it?
huh?
How many times have you watched Endgame?
I only watched it once. I was not interested in going back. This is how this is how negative I was on this movie. I was just like, I don't really care to go back and see it right now. I saw Infinity War 4 times. 3 in the first weekend.
I mean, for me, I was really disappointed by Lego Movie 2.
Oh yeah,
I forgot that even came out.
That's really
that
sad.
that was a weird movie to watch. It's like really messed up. It's like an acid trip, like a kid acid trip.
Yeah.
For me, I guess it was, while I loved aspects of it and I still think I enjoy it, my expectations were probably too high. That's Us. Like I love Get Out. Love Get Out. The more I see it, the more I love it. The writing in that one is spectacular. Direction's also really good. The writing for Us is kind of not I feel like Peele is trying to tackle too many ideas at once and juggling all these different, themes, which I feel like are very palpable and very good in some aspects, but the scare factor was there. It's just, in comparison to Get Out, he set the bar for himself way too high. And Us kind of was not on the same level. But Lupita, the cinematography, the scares, well done.
Yeah, I mean, another one is like, has everyone seen Aladdin?
Ugh.
Yes, I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, because I'm one of the ones that the animated one is not one of my favorite Disney animated movies.
Well, I feel sheepish.
So, like, going in with that sort of mindset, I actually found I enjoyed it more than what someone that really loved Aladdin would have seen if they went to see it.
Yeah.
Look, I've been singing A Whole New World for 2 weeks. But like, to say one, it's The Curse of the Llorona, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because it's directed by this guy called Michael Chavez. And James Wan put trust on him to direct The Conjuring 3.
Oh, yeah.
And I was hoping for something great for that movie. And if he messes up The Conjuring 3, I'm going to riot. Because I love those movies. I think Elizabeth and... what's the name of the woman? No, Elizabeth and Ed Warren are incredible characters. And it's just like, I'm scared for that movie. And that was a big... Whoa, and Godzilla. I was hoping for... Yeah.
Oh, Godzilla. That movie, I'm so, like...
I'm saddened.
I was so psyched about that movie, and I still, like... I sort of like it, but I kind of don't. And it's, like, this weird limbo.
Same.
The thing is, I tweeted about it. It's like the people. Like, when the people are on screen, it's like, let's go to a monsters. Let's go. And when you go to a monsters, it's so... They are surrounded in smoke. Which is great.
But Millie Bobby Brown and Kyle Chandler are acting, and Ken Watanabe are acting the shit out of this movie.
Yes, they are.
Oh, yeah.
They did not deserve that movie. Or sorry, the movie did not deserve them. That's what I mean. That movie did not deserve them.
Yeah.
So when they did the monster fights in the sequel, do they go straight to a news coverage? People watching news coverage?
No, they go all out.
No, this is a monster fighty movie.
Yeah, but I will.
For context, I love the 2014 Godzilla. I think that is just a stellar movie. So
no, I will say I rewatched it to be prepared for King of the Monsters, because I was psyched. That first trailer was probably one of my favorite trailers of last year, and actually, or this year, whenever it came out.
Yeah.
The use of what is that? What is that? That
Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
No. It was before that. It was use of the piano. That Chopin, not Chopin. I'll look it up. But it was a fantastic use of a classical piece that they repurposed.
Oh, the Claire de Lune one.
Claire de Lune, thank you. Yes, that was phenomenal for me, because that just kind of gave me chills every time Mothra's wings came up during that crescendo, and and then they did Mothra dirty in this, which is like,
I don't know. Mothra was kind of
cool, but then now I don't want to spoil it. It's just like there wasn't they kind of like they hyped her up so much.
Spoilers for Godzilla.
I don't know. People could. It came out last week.
I mean, yeah, it's only just come out, so
I'll wait. I'll wait on that one. But yeah, Mothra was. But yeah, I was on board for the first little bit. I'm like, this is gorgeous. The movie is gorgeous, by the way. The cinematography is like excellent. But I was so disinterested with the characters that I just kept looking at the shots and be like, ooh, look at that framing and composition. And just kept looking at figuring out how they were doing it. And I realized the story's happening and I'm not really caring. And then the monsters came
the
back
story
on.
is stupid, but that's
Yeah.
But yeah,
so
2014.
what was everybody's biggest surprise?
For me, it was Detective Pikachu. I mean, we've got like, this is one that when I heard is like, it's a video game movie, it's probably going to suck. It's like, Benton, I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I didn't expect to enjoy it so much. And just surprised. Like, I'd probably say it's probably the first video game movie I've really loved.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would have liked it if I was like when I was younger.
I liked that enough.
But yeah, I had a good time.
I'm gonna get a ton of shit for this, and I accept it. I think Hellboy. I had a blast with the movie.
Surprise!
Wow.
I don't know in what mood I was that I just was having a lot of fun. I was alone in the theater, like there were like other 5 people, and I just had a blast with it.
So did you like it ironically, or did you?
Yeah, it was a surprise. I liked it. Like I should have liked it, like because it reminded me like of the Resident Evil movies, which I hate most of them. All of them, and I was like, this is probably gonna be. But I had a blast with it.
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's really bad, like extremely bad. But I had a fun, and I was surprised I had fun with it. More than that, it's just...
But yeah, going back to Endgame for a minute, what do people think of the chances of it maybe getting Best Picture? I mean, I know a lot of people clamoring for Downey to be in the acting thing, but I think with being so much a diverse cast, I don't think he's got a chance in the acting side of things.
I would be shocked at this point. I mean, the best chance it has is a SAG Ensemble nod, which I don't think that's going to happen still. But Black Panther happened, but that was a cultural phenomenon. This,
I mean, not that Endgame isn't.
It is, but it was a different. It was really a movie that was kind of like there for representation for that we haven't had before. This one is a cultural phenomenon, and I can see it.
Black Panther's a better movie, but the.
I don't have enough argument to back myself up on that one, so I'll just be like, sure, why not?
I mean, yeah.
What I was gonna say is that for me, the most surprising actually was Alita: Battle Angel, because I had zero expectations going into that, and was just kind of like, this looks interesting, and I was fascinated really by the world because I had no knowledge of what Alita: Battle Angel was, and so I went in there and I was rather surprised by what I saw.
Do you think they can make a sequel to that? Because that movie made like 400 million, so there's kind of a market to it. And right now, James Cameron is at Disney. This movie was at Fox, and he's gonna make a ton of money with Avatar. That's my guess. So it's like, I mean, he's with Bob Iger. He has Pandora. Like, can he push a sequel? Like, it made enough money. Like, at least it broke even. Like, at least they got their money back. Or do you think there's interest for that?
At least that.
You give it a go.
I heard good things regarding it. So.
Yeah, it has like 6 in Rotten Tomatoes. It's fresh.
For me, other than fighting with my family, which was obviously a huge surprise, but also one of my favorites of the year, the big thing that surprised me was Rocket Man. You know, with how much we all, as a group, did not like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Terrible.
I have to say this was a market improvement. It's not amazing, but it's better. You know, it's a proper musical, so it's decided to go the route that Bohemian Rhapsody should have gone the whole time. And I think that, and it's going to piss me off that Taron Egerton is not going to be nominated for any awards, even though he's like dramatically better than Rami Malek was.
Oh,
and I'm not suggesting that he necessarily is like the best actor I've ever seen in this movie, but he's good as Elton John. And I didn't think Rami Malek was any good, as you guys will all remember. So yeah, I was surprised by Rocket Man pleasantly.
Well, that will be on my list to go see next because I wasn't rushing out to see it. It was more like I've heard rather decent things about it, so I'll check it out eventually.
Yeah, it's on my list. Like at the moment, like this week, like the cinemas. We're ambushed by about 5 movies I want to see. It's like you can't see all of them at the same time.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It was a busy weekend.
Very busy weekend. But now, speaking of busy, we got to move right along because so far we've stayed a lot longer than anticipated on this. But that's okay because we are catching up with a lot of stuff we have not talked about for about 3 or so months. But also, this past week or 2 weeks ago, we've had a couple of trailers for Oscar baity films come out. And yes, of course, you could talk about... Actually, before we get into those 2 trailers, I'm assuming we've all seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Trailers, I mean. What do we guys think of the trailer so far, and are we hyped? I know Ryan's hyped.
Yes.
You say the word Tarantino, and then he just gets like a giddy schoolboy. So what about you guys? What do we think of the trailer so far of those movies and of this movie? And what do we think, going forward? Is it going to be a good hit for Tarantino? Which, let's be honest, it probably will be. But what do you think so far?
I mean, the trailer looked okay. I mean, it did nothing to increase my hype of it, but my hype has not decreased. I'm probably going to see this movie. I can't say I was really very interested in seeing it at all. But the trailer looks good, and yeah.
Abe?
Oh, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, Once Upon a Time in America. What do you think of the trailers? Are you excited
Once
for it?
Upon a Time in America, wasn't that an old movie directed
I'm sorry,
by
Once
Sergio Leone?
Upon a Time in Hollywood. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so happy for it. Like, I saw the canned reviews, and most of them were raving about it, about that. Like, he doesn't want to spoil the ending. That is the thing that got me more curious. Like, how he's gonna end it. And I'm more excited like to see DiCaprio and Brad Pitt working together because I think they're probably 2 of the most charismatic performers there are right now. And there's been like in the last 20, 25 years, I don't know how long they've been working. So yeah, I'm still happy for it. I still think he has a chance like to win director for this. I don't see many competitions. Well, we haven't seen anything, but like but at this point, like no festival right now, like it's the thing that looks more like a best picture worthy.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I everyone knows I'm not the biggest Tarantino fan. I respect him, and I really like Pulp Fiction, and I like Inglourious Bastards. Those 2 I think are excellent films. This one I'm excited because DiCaprio looks like he's doing Wolf of Wall Street esque again, and I'm down for that because I think that's his best performance to date, personally for me, and I'm down for it. Who's playing Bruce Lee because that's that.
Who is that guy?
Because I was like, wow, that is uncanny. Like I know it's not Bruce Lee, but
it's called Mike Moh. It's Mike Moh. It's Bruce
Mike
Lee.
Moh.
Mike Moh. He's been in Inhumans. Oh, he was in Inhumans, and that's it. Yeah, that's his only
credit for him.
Let's not worry about that.
And he's in a movie with Liam Hemsworth, directed by Malik Bader, which I don't know who directed. I don't know which film. But this is his only, I guess, first credit as a.
Yeah, I mean it's like a series regular in Empire.
Yeah, but like this is his first movie credit that we even call it. So.
Yeah, no, true.
All right, and I'm Ryan. Do I need to?
Yeah, no. I mean, we don't need to dwell on this. I'm unbelievably psyched. We get Tarantino telling a story about the world that he loves very specifically. And I think that it's just you can't give me enough Tarantino. Like even Death Proof, I like. He hasn't made a bad movie in my eyes, and it's just his dialogue is something that is of its own. And we need more of that in the world.
Kurt Russell is playing a character named Mike. Is that the grandpa or father of stuntman Mike?
We will find out as we get closer. All right. So, what do we think regarding? We had the Goldfinch trailer come out, which we'd heard about and we talked about before, but I wasn't expecting too much with Ansel Elgort and the guy who did Brooklyn, whose name is totally escaping me right now.
That's okay. It was Brooklyn.
John Crowley.
Thank you, Malcolm. I'm call me a Roger Deakins stan, but man, I'm excited for this. This is not what I expected whatsoever, and I am actually hyped for it, just from the color composition and the ability, the soft lighting that they use. I guess I'm just excited for Deakins. Anything Deakins does, I'm going to see. And then of course the trailer was actually very well constructed for those who had no idea what it's about. I still don't know too much. I just know just enough to pique my interest. It was kind of a teaser, if you will, even though it wasn't a teaser. But what about you
There
guys?
are a lot of actors in this that I recognize.
Yeah.
Which, I honestly don't know like much about this movie at all. Like, I watched the trailer this evening, and like it's an interesting trailer, and Roger Deakins, as usual, is beautiful, and it's I'm curious.
Yeah, that's the best thing to say. Is I'm excited for Deakins, and I'm curious about the rest.
I actually thought. I mean, the trailer is fine. Is you say Oscar baited, and I was thinking like this. It comes out in September. Is it that too early? But then I remember that the Oscars are like 3 weeks earlier this year, so everything's gonna come out earlier. Like you're gonna get the wide release for those movies like in December.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do that because nominations are gonna be. I don't know when they're gonna be announced, but like later you move the release schedule for those Oscar movies like a month if they want. They want to have this exact same time to push them as they usually do.
I mean, I would imagine we'll probably get the nominations maybe first couple of weeks of January.
Yeah, a month before.
I have it right here, guys. If you would like to know when actually the Golden Globe nominations are announced December 9th of 2019. That hasn't really changed too much. But what are like the
Oscars one are the important.
Oscar nominations are January 13th.
So that's 3 weeks before ceremony.
That's wait, wow.
Yeah, 27, 20. Yeah. Yeah, 3 weeks.
So the nomination actually don't move. It's just the wait time in between.
Yeah.
Well, the nominations are normally a week later than this, but
like they're dramatically been pushed forward. I mean, the awards show in comparison.
I mean, I think that it's probably partly is like they don't want people to wait too long between nominations and the ceremony. Maybe, I don't know.
So that's gonna help those who really want to ride high the goodwill of the movies that were just nominated. So that we'll see how that plays out because I'm really curious about. I'm with some other things about how this year is going to play out because be excited for that new category.
Oh boy,
what category?
Wait, is it officially happening, the popular movie thing?
They pushed it back 1 year, so this, unless they've changed it recently, it will be implementing this year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I will double check, but I'm like 90% sure.
Well, I mean, I know they removed it from like this year's Oscars, but I didn't realize that it was more a case of them pushing it back or them just scrapping it. So.
Okay. I will do that. But in the meantime, while I'm looking to clarify this, what do we guys also think of the recently released Ford versus Ferrari by James Mangold, director of Logan and Walk the Line? Abe, or Malcolm, since you're talking first.
Well, yeah, but I was. I mean, I was going to talk about the Goldfinch representative, as you didn't talk about that. But I love the Goldfinch trailer. It looked really interesting. And also, with Ford versus Ferrari, I didn't know what to expect from this movie. I knew it was a Matt Damon, Christian Bale movie. I didn't expect it to look as good as it was, but yeah.
Abe.
So I saw this trailer last night, like when it dropped. I couldn't sleep, and I saw, oh, that's the trailer. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought, I don't know, Matt Damon was playing Roger Ford, right? And Christian Bale was playing Ferrari. That was what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking before that, but I actually thought it looks fantastic. I think Damon and Bale, so you can see the chemistry between them. And if Mango if he does what he did with 3:10 to Yuma with who is it? It's Russell Crowe and wasn't that movie? And I don't remember. But like if he's able to bring like his A game like he did with Logan 2 years ago, it's just like I'm pretty excited for it. It comes out in November. It's friendly and it's probably gonna make some money because they put it like I think it's against Frozen 2, right? It's on the 20.
That's great counter programming.
Yeah, so if you don't want to watch Frozen for the 11th time with your kids, go watch it.
Yeah, no, and actually, if you're familiar with this story, like it's a really good like kind of sports and motoring moment, and it's a really cool story. I'm glad that we're finally getting to see it, and it looks really cool. And seeing these like cool old Ford GTs that Shelby designed on screen, it's going to be quite a sight to see.
Who was supposed to direct this movie? Because I remember it was because I remember it was passed around like a ton of times.
I don't remember.
No?
That's a great question, Nate. I will go ahead and check that out. But right now, I don't know anything about the story like whatsoever. I did not know Ford tried to race Ferrari. I don't know much about cars in general, but I'm excited because I love James Mangold, I love Christian Bale, I love Matt Damon. This is kind of like a great package deal, and John Bernthal being John Bernthal again, can't go wrong with that. Like literally, but you know what? It's okay. He does it great.
He is good at being himself.
He is great at being himself. I mean, literally, Punisher, beautiful. I am excited. The sound design, I'm assuming something we got to look out for because Rush at least Rush won film editing at the BAFTAs, but I'm trying to remember if it got a nomination in because I feel like that's keen for at least some sound editing, sound mixing, if anything else, because you're talking about those races right there. Plus, overall, it was a very good trailer, well edited. Gave us a great glimpse into the characters of Christian Bale and Matt Damon a little bit, and I am excited to see where this goes.
Rush had no Academy Award nominations.
Not a single one.
It was going to be Michael Mann, that guy that was going to direct, and actually it was to start Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt at the beginning.
Oh, like back in the day.
Yeah, like back in, I remember hearing about it like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, yeah.
I can see that. It was cool. Wow. Okay. Yeah. The BAFTA gave it the nomination for best sound, best supporting actor,
editing as well.
Yeah, and one editing. But it got nothing at the Youch.
Oh, it was a British film.
That was the year.
That's why.
That was the year Daniel Bruhl got everything but the Oscars. Poor Daniel Bruhl. And now we transition smoothly onto our next segment of the podcast, where we will be dissecting for a long period of time. Granted, we're not going to try to tackle this in one sitting, but each podcast so far, ranging until whenever we finish, we'll be going back each year, dissecting that year in film. So this episode right here, we're going to be talking about 2017 Oscars, the 90th Oscars. We recently had the 91st. This will be the 90th Academy Awards that we will be dissecting. We'll be going through each category, kind of deciding, was this a bad category? Was this a good lineup? Was this the best lineup? Now, best is subjective. We will tweak it as we go along, but as a consensual unit, we will decide which ones we deem to be the best, the not so best, which is good, I guess, and then finally the bad, one that did not live up to that year. Because there are some great years that were kind of missed opportunities that didn't really get the love that they truly deserved. So this year we're going to be starting with 2019. So now this year was really interesting. Because I remember following this year, and this kind of we started off as 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri seemed to be the one to beat for the longest time, with Dunkirk and then did Get Out getting some, love. And also Call Me By Your Name and Shape of Water seemed like that one that was always, which won Best Picture that year. Always seemed like the one that was just right there nipping at their heels. It seemed consistent at least, but I never thought they'd go for it considering the subject matter. Yet here we are. What do you guys think so far of the 2017 year in general regarding, nothing too specific, just, the year and how it played out for the Oscars?
I mean, it played out interestingly. There wasn't really anything which wasn't nominated I thought was a genuine lock. It kind of just played out, and it was there was quite a few that I thought, oh yeah, they're all going to be in there.
That's true. Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, as a whole, like the thing about those Oscars is that they were very predictable. There were a lot of winners that just hung around throughout the whole season. On the whole, with the films that they chose, it's a very strong list of films. Although, to be honest, like 2017 has been one of the best years in recent memory. There were a lot of amazing movies that year. So the Oscars, like, you know, if they were gonna F it up, like it was gonna be difficult. And for the most part, I think they hit a solid fairway. Like it was not it was well placed, and they did a good job.
Mm-hmm. And before you take a drink of your soda,
What was the question?
What do you think of 2017 Oscars overall? Nothing too specific, but just as an overall year, how do you think it did?
I think it was the first year my favorite movie of the year won the Best Picture. So I was
really.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, probably was.
Shape of Water, huh?
Yeah, but like it, as Brian said, I think there's no film like you can be disappointed by it. I think it was 8 nominees. All 8 of them have their qualities. Even you talk about Three Billboards, like Three Billboards, even though the story may be kind of the script may take a change at the middle, but like those performances, like all the performances are incredible, from Peter Dinklage to the turtle the old lady has. Them are great. But like, yeah, it's, going back, it's like I remember liking pretty much everything. I think. But it was a nice surprising. So, like Phantom Thread, I remember the day the nominations came out, getting Best Picture nominated, and Paul Thomas Anderson was like, I think I'm ahead of the point, but yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, that was also the year that Harvey Weinstein was booted. That was the big era when we start actually see the Me Too movement take shape in Hollywood. Also, Jimmy Kimmel, also a great host again. Second year he was back, and I still rather enjoy him and would not be mad if they brought him back again in the future.
Yeah.
Although, will they, now that they have no host, seems to be working out for them.
Yeah, it worked fine. I expect that they'll continue that, even though I would prefer to host.
I mean, next year we'll probably have Elton John opening up the ceremony, doing his
yes. Yes.
I have to ask you this before we jump out. Like, just why don't you think like Taron Egerton is not gonna get nominated for Rocketman?
It just comes out too early. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about him being amazing. And like with Rami Malek, it was just like this bubbling thing from the beginning, from the get-go. And while I think Taron Egerton is great, and I think that he could maybe merit a nomination, I just don't see it happening, especially this early in the year.
Okay. Just curious about it.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to start off with, if you go to Wikipedia, that's where I'm looking at right now, we'll look, because for reference, we're starting with best visual effects, and we're looking at that category specifically, and we're going to go see how that stacked up in terms of, we think if that's an excellent, encapsulation of what visual effects were that year. So the winner that year was Blade Runner 2049, but it went up against Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Kong Skull Island, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes. I think they nailed it for the most part, although I would have liked to see War for the Planet of the Apes to have taken that, at least one win.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Those are the movies that should be nominated probably in this category. I'm trying to think if there was anything that like really stood out to me that wasn't. No, that's pretty much a sensible ordering of that category. But I fully agree with you. As much as I love 2049, this clearly should have gone to War for the Planet of the Apes, which is just unbelievably stellar.
Right there, your guys' opinion. Like, it's crazy to think like any of those movies did not win any. Like, their year, like the time who won.
The first one was Hugo. Hugo beat it, which is ridiculous.
It was Hugo, Interstellar, and Blade Runner 2049.
Which is crazy to think when you see how far they come. Like they are the pioneers of those. Maybe not like Andy Serkis, because I remember for Age of Ultron, he was like helping Mark Ruffalo for the Hulk. And if you see in Endgame how different it looks from 3 years from now, that's sort of the technology they have developed. So it's just crazy things like they never got awarded for that.
Yeah.
Malcolm?
I mean, I don't care for Blade Runner at all, but I mean, I've seen the trailer for 2049. Like the visuals look good. I'm not surprised that it won.
Yeah, you should get right on that. That movie is phenomenal. As the more I watch it, the more I just fall in love with it. I fall in love with Denis Villeneuve every time.
The aging effect on what's the name of the actress? On what's her name? Is it Rachel something?
It's Rachel, but I don't know the movie.
Yeah.
The movie, her name is Rachel, but
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's more the case. I didn't watch 2049 because I didn't care about the original Blade Runner. I could barely get into that one. So
No, but like the aging effects on that film, like it's well deserved. But like
Yeah, those are pretty. Those are impressive. I do have to give it that.
Yeah. All right. Best film editing, which I think this is actually before we move. Okay, calm down, Ryan. Calm down. Best visual effects. I will say. I would say that's a good category. I don't say that lineup is the best of all time though, but I will say it's good. You guys agree?
yeah.
Yes.
Well, hold on. The best of all time or the best of that year?
Oh, best of that meaning like when we mean like it's not like an all timer. When people think of best visual effects, like this is the 5 that we will go down in history. It's more like it was a good year.
Yeah, sure.
Unless you consider it to be best of the year.
Well, no, I just think that
all time.
I just think that no, War for the Planet of the Apes is really superb. But no, I see your point though.
Yeah, and when we say best of all time, it doesn't mean like this will be the best of all time. You can't change it all. It goes into the conversation, is what we're talking about more than anything else. And then we'll kind of stack it together by the end of our conversation. Be like, is this year do we think stacks up as one of the best of all time? That's kind of what we're going to be doing as we continue to look through these. But best film editing, Ryan. Now you can get all excited.
Yes.
Dunkirk is your winner for best film editing with nominations from Baby Driver, I, Tonya, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. That's a great lineup. Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, which is good, but not as noticeable. Excuse me. The editing is nothing spectacular, at least from what I remember from my watch.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I just think that like they did such a good job. This category, like Dunkirk, is so good that everybody knows my opinions on Dunkirk.
Yes. What about you guys?
I mean, I don't like Dunkirk.
Wait, what?
I may have to leave this podcast.
We need to do a montage of every time Malcolm says he doesn't like or care about a movie of our faces. Because this is getting a lot. It's getting a lot.
Oh no.
But I mean, I'm one that like I thought Baby Driver deserved this award. I thought it was going to win this award because I mean, the way they edited the scenes to time the music to the action and all that, it's like it takes a really masterful editor to be able to coordinate all that together. So I thought it was going to win.
Oh, 100%. Baby Driver is my second favorite edited film of that year. First is Dunkirk.
Deserving nominee.
100%, which is why, and I, Tonya is also really well edited too. That movie moves at such a brisk, like entertaining pace. The way they intercut the interviews, I love it. Abel,
I was gonna mention that movie, and you pretty much said what I was gonna say. But like you said, you were mentioning Baby Driver as how they cut. Like I remember seeing a featurette at the time. Like they were cutting on set. Like they had a MacBook Pro there, and they were cutting the shot so they can put it to the music. So literally, Edgar Wright like had the soundtrack shows before the movie even started shooting or finished. That's pretty incredible. But like, yeah, you cannot deny Dunkirk. Like Christopher Nolan and in this case Lee Smith knows what they're doing. Like you see most of Nolan's films, like they're incredibly cut.
Yeah, that's No, yeah. Though Edgar Wright's known for, like editing on the beat, if you will. He had, like, if you watch Shaun of the Dead, if you watch World's End, if you watch Hot Fuzz, which is my favorite, he's excellent at doing this. And this kind of like Baby Driver was just like the perfect culmination of all that. So I'm really happy that his team got the recognition it deserves. So this is, although I'm trying to think, what would I replace, like, Three Billboards if I could replace something? Because I don't. Oh, Blade Runner 2049. That's what I would replace it with. I love that editing.
I think if that movie would have made money, I think there would have been a Best Picture nomination, but they didn't have any money left, like, to campaign for it.
Joe Walker deserved that, though. Joe Walker is probably like one of my favorite editors, like, right now. He did 12 Years Slave and he did Arrival. Great editor. Now, since you have your favorite movie winning, Ryan, what would you consider this? If you have bad lineup, good lineup, best lineup?
I think it's a very good lineup. I think that while Dunkirk in so many categories deserves to be talked about as one of the best of all time, and Baby Driver is excellent. After that, I'm not, they're all good. But I think that those two are supremely excellent. So therefore, I'm just going to give it a good lineup.
Okay. And what do you guys think, Malcolm and Abe?
I mean, I think it's a good lineup. But yeah.
I think it's I think it's good too. Let's go with the. I wasn't here for the explanation of those good best, so I'm just gonna try to make it look like I know what I'm doing.
Okay, well, basically, as the gist of it, we're going through each category, kind of say if it's like in its respective category throughout all the years it's been there. We're gonna say if it's like a bad lineup, if it's a good lineup. Now that we have some time removed and we can kind of look back and say this is what I'm glad this happened, and as well as like best, which not saying it's the best of all time, but it's in the conversation at least. We're not dubbing it the best of all time just yet.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would have said one of the best, but I still need to see everything else. But I would have gone best. But you guys, this is a consensual. We're an amoeba. I'll go with good as well. I have been outvoted. All right, best costume design winner: Phantom Thread, with nominations for Beauty and the Beast, Darkest Hour, Shape of Water, Victoria, and Abdul.
Mm-hmm.
This is very run of the mill in terms of costume design.
I mean, Phantom Thread was really excellent. Again, this gets back to this year. It like had a lot of winners that are truly excellent. And like, while I may have wanted to see, I don't know, what the hell, Murder on the Orient Express in this category, it's overall I think they do a good job. And one thing you'll notice as a theme as we go up this list is I'm going to find the Darkest Hour is nominated for a few too many things.
I had you. I love it.
But
you don't like that movie?
I like Darkest Hour. I just don't think it's great. It's good.
Have you done a double feature of that in Dunkirk?
I have.
That's a smart.
They work delightfully together. But
I have to agree with that.
But Dunkirk makes Darkest Hour good.
That's where.
Wow.
Anyway.
Funny enough, I think the opposite.
Oh wow! Fight.
I think it's a good category.
I agree with Ryan. This is a very stereotypical costume design. Nothing truly inspiring outside of Phantom Thread. I agree with that. So great winner all around. Yeah, it's a good category. You guys agree?
Yes, I don't. There's not.
Yeah, I mean, this lineup is for the this year's. It maybe the predictable ones to be in there could, like, especially when you got a lot of period things and a fantasy one in there, but all the costumes are great. I think this could be in the conversation for one of the best costume design years.
I mean, and literally the movie's about those costumes. So
Yeah.
so if they didn't win it, was like, what? A movie's
Like-
focus on that.
Yeah, if we're going with just winners, this probably would be one of the best winners in terms of costume design of all time. But as a
There's
whole,
so much. Yeah, there's so much care they put into those things. Like they look
Yeah.
beautiful.
literally, it's every thread. It's every like
Even the Phantom one.
yes,
including the Phantom one. Yes.
the one no one sees. Or what if we were all the Phantom Thread the entire time? What if it was
Ooh.
the journey along the way?
Ooh.
I was about to say a spoiler joke because I want more people to see Phantom Thread, but I will not say the spoiler joke. All right, best makeup and hairstyling. Thank goodness this is not the year of Suicide Squad. Darkest Hour is your winner, deservedly so. Victoria and Abdul, and then Wonder.
Have any of you seen Victoria and Abdul?
Yes.
No, I have not. Ryan.
Is it good?
Victoria, it's not good, but it's like it. Like it's a mom movie. It's a movie that like you can imagine your mom just sitting at home watching, just being like, "Oh, look at these British folks doing their thing." Like,
I actually loved I loved Victoria and Abdul, but it's just been put onto Netflix over here, and I'm probably going to rewatch it at some stage.
like it's really cute, and Judi Dench is really good.
Yeah, because I remember they were pushing her like to get the nomination.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never getting.
Um,
I've never seen
but
it.
yeah, but in saying that, like the makeup and hairstyling is great in it.
Mhm.
I think there's some better choices that could have been in here that I can't think of off the top. I mean, it's one of those cases like this year when Vice and that got in. Is like against the Darkest Hour, like nothing else really had a chance because I mean, turning Gary Oldman into Winston Churchill was a really massive task. And I
But-
don't really think that if you could put anything in here and nothing would have run against it anyway. So
Yeah, but that always happens. Like every actor, when you turn an actor into somebody else, that it's like 180 from them. It's like that movie wins best makeup. Like tell me one
Vice.
recent years that had.
Vice.
Yeah, that's why. Tell me
Vice.
one
The
recent
Darkest
years that-
Hour.
Yeah,
And next time we had to do one of these episodes, we'll be talking about Suicide Squad, which will be an interesting
yeah.
discussion.
That will be a very interesting discussion. All right, now one of my favorites, Blade Runner 2049 for best cinematography. Roger Deakins finally getting his Oscar.
Yeah.
God bless that man.
Yeah.
Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Mudbound, Shape of Water. That is a beautiful, beautiful lineup. Like, wow. Whoa, you don't agree?
I think that 3 of those movies are tremendously deserving, and 2 of them are not.
Uh-oh.
Or with the Darkest Hour and Mudma.
And I have a lot of options for you for replacements. You could have put in The Lost City of Zed, which was absolutely stunning. You could have put in Columbus, which was absolutely stunning.
That was stunning.
You could have put in Phantom Thread, which was absolutely stunning. Or you could put in Call Me By Your Name, which was absolutely stunning.
See,
Was
I
that
agree.
that year?
But
Huh?
it was, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
all of those movies came out that year.
See,
That was a good year.
see. I will say those are amazing. But where Rachel Morrison did it with Mudbound in particular, if you read, there's an article in American Cinematographer where she breaks down what they had to do with the limited amount of time they were given. The color palette that they were chosen. I love Mudbound. I think it's probably one of my favorite films of that year in general. It's in my top. It's probably my 3rd favorite film of that year. It is something that I just kind of the first. It was slow to begin with, but as the ball got rolling, it's filled with such visceral emotion that is something that really stuck with me, and I couldn't let go. It wouldn't let me let go, and that's something I think Rachel Morrison did wonderfully with Mudbound, which is why I wouldn't replace her. Darkest Hour, I think, is very good. I might replace it with Columbus. There. But I think this is a very, very good lineup, regardless, for cinematography. I don't think there's a bad apple in this.
I don't like
Nothing is bad, but there were just too many other films that I thought were better that
I think the thing with Darkest Hour has something that I really hated. I noticed in a lot of movies, overexposed skies. I don't know if you guys noticed.
Yeah.
Like when the characters have like a weird light around them.
See, it
that's
was very.
weird, and
They
And it
very it was
looks
very
terrible.
the lighting was very soft. It was very diffused. So that's something that was a very
Yeah, and I
conscious
hate
choice
that.
that they did. I
The
loved it.
The one thing I really like about Darkest Hour cinematography was the red lights. They do a beautiful job of the red.
Yes, they do.
But other than that, it just feels too, I don't know. It felt too gray for me.
I mean, everything in the castle looks beautiful, but like once they go outside, it looks kind of weird.
Yeah.
I love
yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, Malcolm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that Roger Deakins finally has an Oscar.
Yes.
Yes.
I do think Mudbound should have won.
Oh, okay.
I really dug the cinematography in that, and it was fact-matic. I actually even saw Mudbound because I was like, because I saw I saw the trailer. It was like, it doesn't look interesting. It's like Manny was just like, go watch Mudbound, go watch it. It's like, so I watched it and loved it.
Yeah.
So
trailer did not do it justice. I was just kind of scrolling and I decided to watch it and I just fell in love with it. So I'm glad Rachel Morrison is the first female cinematographer to be nominated. Long time coming. And I think it's great. But Blade Runner 2049 is miles away one of the best winners of all time. The movie is gorgeous to look at. Every frame is literally a art.
What's that? He's 13 or 14 nomination. 13?
13, yes.
13, yeah. Although this is apropos of nothing, but I kind of don't know if Blade Runner 2049 is in my top 5 Roger Deakins shot movies. Now, that's to say that Roger Deakins is my favorite cinematographer and has shot some of the most stunning movies of all time. So,
see, it's like my third or second for this one. Like,
yeah.
Now I'm thinking
it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. This is not to say that it's not great and a deserving winner.
Why do you hate Blade Runner 2049, Ryan?
I don't. I like it. It was in my top 5. I think it was my number 3 or number 4 movie of that year.
Kidding. Yeah, no. I agree. I would say it's one of this category is one of the best of all time, but most of you guys, I'm assuming, are saying good and not best, correct?
Yeah.
Then I am been superseded. Overruled? Overruled. There we go. Is that it's simply a good lineup. Okay. For time's sake, you know what we're gonna do? Do you guys care about production design or the sound categories?
Can I just say that Blade Runner should have won over Shape of Water, even though I love Shape of Water? Continue.
You can say that. That's a fair thing to say. And we can also say that Murder on the Orient Express should have been in that category.
You like that movie? You're the first person I know that actually liked that movie.
It's good. It's
really good.
Murder on the Orient Express is a great movie.
It's really good.
They agree. Hey, but they actually agree.
I think they're taking the gloves away now.
But I mean, in saying that, I do think Baby Driver probably should have won sound editing over Dunkirk. That was for the same reason I talked about the film editing. Is like
I can get behind it. I can get behind that one. But I'm not mad at Dunkirk because it deservedly won too. All right, we're gonna go to original song, which I think is really fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
The winner, Remember Me from Coco, Mighty River, Mudbound, Mystery of Love, Call Me by Your Name, Stand Up for Something from Marshall, This Is Me from The Greatest Showman, the song that should have not been there, but it was.
So they didn't even nominate the best song from Coco. So,
which was that again?
What do you think is the best song?
Proud Corazon is my favorite song, but
I mean, does anyone remember Me?
Not really.
Yes.
Remember Me. Remember Me.
I can sing it in Spanish. Recuérdame. Sí, I don't know. I know the music, the lyrics.
But I saw that.
I'd say that I actually think This Is Me is probably the best song out of that 5. I actually did like that song.
I like Mystery of Love.
It's not the best song from The Greatest Showman, but I think it's better than Remember Me. Maybe if the other song from Coco got in, it would be a different discussion. But
I honestly think Mystery of Love is the best song. However, I will say that Coco should have won over because The Greatest Showman should not get any kind of recognition because that movie is terrible.
Hey.
I mean, while I don't necessarily disagree with you, that song is fun. So,
it's fun.
I don't know. Why not?
I don't know.
It would be like a Suicide Squad from a year before. Like, it's terrible movie that it makes money and no wins an Oscar.
Yeah, no, that there's something to that.
They actually making a sequel for that, isn't it? There were rumors.
Yes, they are.
I mean, it made a shit ton of money, so I'm not surprised.
I'm just curious now what they're going to do. They're going to talk about the, I'm guessing, the how Barnum and Bailey, quote unquote, went into this spiral of animal abuse.
How he's selling black people to turn them white.
I mean, I haven't heard of them do.
That was what PT Barnum.
No, what?
Yeah, they sold some kind of medication or I think weed to black people to make them white. If I'm not mistaken, and I remember I read correctly, that happened. Sorry, Mom.
P.T. Barnum was really a horrible man. I looked at, I did look it up after this. Like, they really made him seem like a nice guy in the musical.
Well, you know what? Hugh Jackman's a nice guy, so it's hard.
Yeah,
to
but in saying that, like, I haven't actually heard of them doing a sequel to Greatest Showman, but maybe they do it as kind of an anthology type thing in which they go talk about a different famous person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just to mention something more about The Greatest Showman, they wasted Michelle Williams there. Like, you have Michelle Williams, probably one of the best working right now, and you wasted her.
They didn't waste her. That's a little harsh.
She was great.
She's great because she's always great, but they wasted her.
You know what I was just reminded of yesterday about Michelle Williams?
Because of Venom?
She was in Dawson's Creek.
Oh.
I totally did not remember that.
I tried to forget that she was in Dawson's Creek.
Oh. Someone doesn't like Dawson's Creek.
I mean, nobody should like Dawson's Creek.
I mean, it's fine. I don't.
It was a moment. It was a cultural moment.
It's a cultural moment.
We have passed.
Best original score we're gonna go into. The winner of that year was The Shape of Water, Alexander Desplat. Desplat or that's the same.
I think like Ryan.
Desplat. All right. Other nominations were Dunkirk, Hans Zimmer, Phantom Thread, Johnny Greenwood, Star Wars, The Last Jedi, John Williams, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Carter Burwell. And this is the point where I would say I would actually take out John Williams and put in whoever did the Hans Zimmer and the other guy whose name is escaping me right now.
Johansson from Blade Runner. Johansson.
Benjamin Wellfish. That's what it was.
Sorry.
They did Blade Runner 2049. I'd replace it with them because I have gone back to that soundtrack more than I have, or that score more than I have The Last Jedi, and that's saying something because I'm a much bigger Star Wars fan than a Blade Runner fan.
See, I would have punted. I would have punted. Whatchamacallit? I would have punted Three Billboards.
Oh yeah.
But I think that upper triumvirate of The Shape of Water, Dunkirk, and Phantom Thread are just so good. Like all three of those, like. Honestly, you'll just I don't know, throw a dart, whichever one you hit. I don't care. They're all
yeah. I mean, The Last Jedi score it's good, but it's not memorable. I think it's a case they put it in to try and get John Williams a final Oscar. Because we don't know sort of after episode 9 whether he's going to do any more.
He's retiring after that. If I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
All right. And Abe, what do you think?
I just think the rightful movie won because every time you listen to the score of Alexander Desplat, that was my best kind of pronunciation. You're just taken back to the movie. Like when you hear it, like I hear it, like I don't know, in commercial, and not in commercial, but like I don't know, in shows. YouTube shows that play scores sometimes in cuts. And it just takes you back, like it's like you're going back into that building, just walking through to those beautiful greenish palette, and it just takes you back to the movie. Like you just remember the movie, and I think it's the best. Like Hans Zimmer one, that score, like that ticking clock score, what he did with the movie, and how the song editing well deserved. We didn't comment on that, but like was there like work with that score? It's just incredible. So I wouldn't have been disappointed in Zimmer one at the time.
Yeah. So I would say this is a good, not the best. What do we guys think?
I think
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah,
I think there's 3 great ones and 2 This case Phantom Tramp and Dunkirk and Triple Water. Okay.
Yeah.
agreed.
All right. Now we're gonna skip all the shorts. Skipping the shorts, the foreign language film, documentary feature. Do you guys have
Okay,
anything
can I
to say about
just say that Loveless should have won foreign language film? Like, the more that I've sat on this, like, I understand that it is the most aggressively depressing film that is maybe has been made in quite some time, but it's so much better than A Fantastic Woman. And like, I understand, like, you want to, like, I don't know, have a trans representation, but
That's the only reason it won. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And also
I mean,
Anya's Varda should have, even though Abacus Small Enough to Jail is my favorite doc, Faces Places still should have won.
yeah. And also on the short things, like I still can't believe we can now say Kobe Bryant is now an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
This is also true.
There you go. All right. Oof. Best animated feature film. Oh boy. Well, actually, it's just okay. We have Coco's the winner. Nominations include The Boss Baby, The Breadwinner, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. Some of these are not like the other.
So Boss Baby he obviously stands out as the, like, one of these things is not like the others.
Yeah.
And one of these things should go home and die.
Like,
it's just
okay, I will say The Breadwinner is excellent. I saw that on Netflix, and it is very, very good.
The Breadwinner is really good. Ferdinand is really cute, and I think that movie deserves a little bit more love. And Loving Vincent is interesting.
Technically, it's really interesting, but then the movie's like, oh, okay.
The movie's kind of garbage, but
yeah. I mean, I've actually rewatched Boss Baby. I don't have a problem with it being nominated as much as I did this year.
Interesting.
I mean, I still think the Right Foot movie won, though, which is the easy to predict winner. But
yeah, what else came out that year in terms of animated? I'm trying to like recall that. What could
Lego Batman movie?
Lego
the
Batman?
Lego Batman movie.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh yeah.
And My Little Pony.
Yeah, My Little Pony. Yes, that was clearly going to get nominated.
Despicable Me 3, Cars 3.
And
the Emoji movie came out that year, so I think The Boss Baby is one of the best out of elimination.
Mary and the Witch's Flower came out that year.
I mean, we could have had the Emoji movie in there. Which...
Hey, Cars 3 was also not bad considering Cars 2 exists.
A Silent Voice. I didn't like that movie, but a lot of people did.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a case of Pixar only wanted to try and push one of the animated movies, and I think they picked the right one to push.
No, they did.
I mean,
yes.
No, obviously, I agree.
Like for 100 miles, maybe more.
I mean, like, obviously, like, the right movie won, and that's
That's what
but the interesting thing is, if Cars 3 was nominated instead of Coco, what do you think would have won?
Not Cars 3.
If Cars 3 was nominated instead of Coco in amongst these,
I think Loving Vincent.
One would really have to hope the Breadwinner wins, but I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
I mean, I've got a feeling it probably would have been The Boss Baby.
No, don't say such
The
thing.
thing it was nominated because this was the year like Alec Baldwin began to do the Trump impression, right?
Let's not forget, it was also very early out in the year, and it was made lots of money. It was very fresh on people's minds. Like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that with my kid. Let me write that down.
Came out the last week in March. I took my niece and nephew to watch it. They loved it. I thought it was really messed up. It's a really creepy movie. It reminds me of the Lego movie too.
But I mean, I think with the Lego movies, because I think last year the Lego Ninjago was also out as well. But I think with the Lego movies, I think that they might be missing out. Maybe because a lot of people sort of see the word Legos like thinking like we won't nominate that because we don't want to give their brands any recognition or something.
Yeah, the thing is that ABC has a deal with Mattel. and actually, Lego is an independent company, so that's a problem.
Can't have that.
I don't know if that's true, but
I know.
Yeah,
Either
no,
way.
I mean, as I said, I don't know if that's true, but I was just thinking with the first Lego movie, which also got left out in the cold at the Oscars. There's probably something to that with the fact that Lego Batman got left out as well. Probably find out next year if they decide to finally let Lego Movie 2 win, even though it doesn't deserve to be in.
I mean, there hasn't been any good animated movies this year, right?
Yeah, no,
No?
Missing
It's
Link
fair.
was a huge disappointment.
Uh,
But we're gonna get Toy Story 4 and Frozen 2. So don't
Yeah.
worry, Disney's still gonna be comfortably winning this award, I'm sure.
Yeah.
and you have
well,
the
well,
spy.
either that
Unless
or
How to Train Your Dragon 3. That's
yeah,
that.
Oh
Yeah,
that one.
that's still in my top 5, I should say.
That's probably gonna get nominated.
All right, okay, we're moving right along. We've had that recently. Wait a minute, I just lost where we were.
We're at the screenplays.
Screenplays. Congratulations to James Avery, or Ivory, excuse me. Hey, James Avery. James Ivory for winning his first Oscar for Call Me by Your Name. Other nominations include
Disaster Artist.
Someone else say it. I lost it. I was
Disaster Artist, Logan, Molly's Game, and Mudbound for best adapted screenplay.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that Logan became the first.
That's cool.
First nomination in that category. And I'm going to say more about Disaster Artist later on, but I believe this was Disaster Artist's only nomination as well, which was probably one of my big shockers from this Oscars.
Mm-hmm. This was that was a well-deserved nomination, and honestly, this category, like for the most part, I think played out well. I didn't see because I'm not just a fan of the movie Mudbound. Maybe I just not into it there, but like otherwise, I think this is a really strong category.
It's a very strong category. You have something in Call Me by Your Name. You have something in Disaster Artist. You have Logan. You have Molly's Game and Mudbound. Molly's Game is kind of like typical Aaron Sorkin, which is very good, but nothing like
Yeah,
I think that movie would have gone like hard push if they cut like 15 minutes out of it. I think like
yeah, but I mean, if it wasn't Aaron Sorkin, it doesn't go anywhere. That movie
I agree.
Exists because of Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah.
All right. Best of screenplay. What we say? Best of all time. Okay. Like good or not good.
Good.
I mean, I think it could be in conversation with best of all time.
It could be. It definitely could be. Like in retrospect, it's gonna be harder to say best of all time. Like these first few, because we're still close to it. But this is still, I think, if we look down the road, this could be the best of all time. But not at this point. Best original screenplay: Get Out, The Big Sick, Lady Bird, The Shape of Water, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Now, this might be one of the best of all time lineups for me personally. I'm not sure I can say it just yet, but it's in that conversation. What do you guys think?
I do not agree, and I'm going to tell you why. I love The Shape of Water, but I can agree that the screenplay, it's a little bit corny, and the other word I'm thinking of, it's just like the dialogue is not the best. Yeah, it's like cheesy sometimes, and I think Three Billboards, like the biggest hate it made is like the characters like literally make a change out of nowhere, and that comes from the script and of course the directing, which he was not nominated. But I think Lady Bird, The Big Sick, and Get Out, like they're incredible screenplay. Like Lady Bird, let's well maybe behind Booksmart and The Edge of 17, probably the third best coming of age movie in my opinion from the last maybe 10 years, if you can call it a decade. And the Big Sick has one of the funniest jokes ever, like when he says, I remember 9/11 those 2 of our best mates that day. That made me laugh so hard, and we'll Get Out, well deserved. So. Manning, your microphone is fucking up.
You are a robot.
So close.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Okay. As I've warmed to Get Out a little bit more over the coming years, I honestly think this is a really strong category. I think these are all excellent. I of course would have stuck Dunkirk in here as well, but
Mm.
what else is new?
Is Dunkirk original?
It's
Yes.
not. It's not adapted.
Yes, it is. It's an original screenplay by Christopher Nolan.
Unless he adapted it on. I mean, he didn't.
How
adapt it.
long? was
Yeah,
the
I-
script?
Real life events.
Well, that's thing. That's what I was getting at though. Is like, I don't know where the Oscar will sit on. I mean, if it's based on real life events, where they put in adapted or original, because
It's
Well,
adapted.
I don't. Yeah,
I think
It's-
they're always adapted from a published
Yeah,
work
some
or
published
something.
work.
That I think that's the rule. Other than
Yeah.
that, we can-
So unless he based it off of a book that is like about Dunkirk, this is original.
or even an article or something.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, on
Go
that
ahead.
note, and say that it's the Big Sick is arguably based about Kamal Nanjiani's life, so that's
Yeah.
probably where it probably would have gone in there.
Mhm.
So I would say this is a very strong category. What do we think? Good, best, bad.
I think it's good.
I think it's fine. Less than good.
I think there's a reasonable best discussion to be had here.
But but I'm trying to think now, like, because billboards I'm not the highest on, so I probably will just go. What was your say again, Malcolm?
Good.
Okay. I might just go good as well too. Wait, would you say bad, Abe?
It's because there's two that I don't like. Even though I really like both of them. Like I don't see the strength on the script on them. I think the greatness of those movies come like from the performances and from Chief Water for everything else, like the direction, how he takes characters and everything. And it's not the script is not something I think. I don't think about the dialogues of that movie. I think of how he shoots them, how he does everything, or maybe even the character arcs. Like there's some nice things he does, but I don't think it's a great screenplay. So I will put it good because I think the other three are really strong.
All right. I will also go with good because it's something that we really enjoy, but nothing that's like spectacular. All right, getting to the actors, rolling right along. Best Supporting Actress: Allison Janney, I, Tonya; Mary J. Blige, Mudbound; Leslie Manville, Phantom Thread; Laura Metcalf, Lady Bird; Octavia Spencer, The Shape of Water. Good lineup, really good lineup.
Cool category.
Yeah, not nothing. I'm like, wow, this is the best of all time, but it's a solid, good category.
Yeah.
I mean, Alice and Jane in I, Tonya. It's the greatest thing about. I mean, she's fantastic at almost everything she's in, like, and even small pieces. Like she's in Ma. Actually, she has like 3 lines.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's okay in that. She doesn't have a lot to do, but like I think she well deserved. Like people were talking about Laurie Metcalf that time,
yep.
but I just think Alison Janney was the best one. Leslie Manville, I thought she was incredible in Phantom Thread. I was happy when I saw her nominated because it's like she's
Yeah.
scared the crap out of me.
I
And
think
Octavia Spencer, I don't think it's her best performance. Mary J.
Yeah.
Blige, I haven't watched Mudbound.
You're forgiven.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I remember rightly, Elton Janney also won all the most of the other awards that year.
All of
Yeah,
them.
he swept.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like most of the winners swept, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Allison Janney won all the big awards. Laurie Metcalf won some critics, but it was basically Allison Janney all the way.
Yeah, same as the other 3 categories. With later.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Whatever. If I could replace anybody, I might replace Octavia Spencer just because she's playing Octavia Spencer in this, like with Holly Hunter from The Big Sick. Because I don't think I've seen Holly Hunter do something that good in a long time, and I loved it.
Mrs. Incredible. Oh no, but that was a little.
That was after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Hong Chow also did some things for Downsizing, but
I mean, I liked Elizabeth Olsen in Wind River. I thought she was pretty good in that.
But is she supporting?
Yeah, I know.
Oh no, but like I'm asking, is she? I don't. Isn't she?
I mean, I think that she's kind of supporting relative to
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner.
yeah, the argument can be made is the big thing.
Yeah.
But that's actually I agree with that. I'm gonna Wind River deserves to do a lot better than it did.
It did nothing. Thank you,
Exactly.
Harvey.
Ooh. Best supporting actress. Yeah, then that's the case. Then goodbye Octavia Spencer and hello Elizabeth Olsen, because that's
Yeah. And I mean, I also think Alison Brie, who was the disaster artist as Amber, was pretty good as well.
You know who I'm thinking to? Tatiana Maslany for Stronger.
oh
I think
nice
that she was
call.
great in that. But also, it will go into is she the lead or is she supporting like Gina Hall through the movie? So it's the same.
Okay. Continuing on. Best supporting actor: Sam Rockwell, Three Billboards, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Willem Dafoe, The Florida Project. Woody Harrelson, Three Billboards. Richard Jenkins, The Shape of Water, and Christopher Plummer, All the Money in the World. That was a thing, guys.
I mean, Christopher Plummer. I still believe that to this day that his nomination was pretty much a FU to a certain Kevin Spacey. But
Well, he was also the best part of the movie, in my opinion, at least.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones that no one saw coming because like of how quickly they reshot it, and I mean,
days,
I don't
right?
think,
Like,
yeah.
they reshot it in a weekend.
I mean, I'm not saying that Plummer wasn't a good choice. I just think he might have been picked for the wrong reasons to be nominated. That, but like I think I still think either Sam or Woody could easily go into the best lead actor. But and not like because both of them being in supporting makes me wonder if maybe they just couldn't decide which was more of a lead.
Harrelson, because he's only in like half the movie, that argument for him being in supporting rings true to me, and he doesn't. He kind of more supports those two characters in their journey than anything else. But Rockwell possibly.
This category has one of the biggest snubs I can envision this year, and I still can't believe that it happened. I'm thinking Armie Hammer from Call Me by Your Name.
Armie Hammer got snubbed a lot that year,
which is total BS that he was not nominated in this category.
Which is weird because I would. This is actually one of the things I'd actually love to. I'd love to see him get it.
Also, they could have nominated like half the guys in Only the Brave, but you know.
Oh, that movie didn't do.
You know, I don't remember Armie Hammer before you said it, but I was gonna mention somebody. Paul Walter Hauser from I, Tonya is the fat guy that messes up everything.
Oh, he was great.
I mean, it's a comedy. It's a comedic performance, but he's just like he makes an impact on me. Like you just go back to all his moments in the film. So I mean, it's a great performance. You go him and Alison Janney are probably everybody's great. Almost everybody's great. But I think like as Ryan said, I think Armie Hammer is like what? Like I think he messed up the relationship with his mother because of the film, because of the topic they touches, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Did he? Oh, I did not know that. But no, this is not. I wouldn't call this the best of all time, but it's another solid one. Richard Jenkins is also one I'm really happy to see. He was another great part. Great in that movie. All right, best actress: Frances McDormand, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri; Sally Hawkins, Shape of Water; Margot Robbie, I, Tonya; Saoirse Ronan, Lady Bird; and then Meryl Streep, The Post. This could have been one of the best of all time if Meryl Streep was not there.
Oh, pish posh.
She's good, but
if Saoirse Ronan wasn't there, it would have been one of the best of all time. But Meryl Streep gives she should have won. To be perfectly frank, like that is just a stellar performance by Queen Meryl.
Queen Meryl, indeed. Oh.
Also, The Post is a deeply underappreciated movie. That it is truly fantastic.
You know who I would have put? I would have put Michelle Williams from All the Money in the World. You say that Christopher Plummer is the best part. She's definitely the best part. She carries the film. Without her, the movie is just Mark Wahlberg following guys.
I think you could have nominated Vicky Creeps. I think that would have been a good.
That would have been real good.
And of course, I think that the obvious nomination that, of course, was never going to happen. You could have done Kristen Stewart from Personal Shopper.
That definitely was never gonna happen.
But
That was no chance.
You know, one that I know won't like. What's the name of this girl? What's her name? Aubrey Plaza for Ingrid Goes West. Have you guys seen that film?
I have not.
I didn't actually see that.
Yeah.
She's just crazy good. Like whenever you have time, go watch and you're gonna agree with me. If you're not, well, that happens. But like
You can agree with me.
yeah, but like I think she gives one of the best. And I would have taken. It's hard. Who you take? I think Mark. Damn, that's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with any of these nominees. I think they're all deserving to be in this 5. I think Margot Robbie should have won for I, Tonya. She was great.
Okay, well, actually, what about Brooklyn Prince for the Florida Project?
No.
No. Okay, just throwing it out there because I know people love that. I don't have any preference either way. What do we think about Best Actress then? Something that's best of all time, good or bad?
I mean,
It's good.
it's definitely a high, good, close, maybe in talks for best, but I think it's too early to kind of say this is probably the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Wait until we now. I'm looking ahead to our next episode when we have to go into some other best actors and best actresses. That's a really solid year, 2016. But best actor for this year, we have Gary Oldman, the winner, finally for Darkest Hour. Timothy Chalamet, Call Me by Your Name. Daniel Day-Lewis, The Phantom Thread. Daniel Kaluuya, Get Out, and Denzel Washington, Roman J. Israel, Esquire. Another good list.
This is the first category I'm going to say is bad.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Like, 2 of these actors just 100% do not belong. And, like, while the other 3 are great, it's just the other 2 are so bad that, like, I
What
can't...
are you thinking?
It's Kaluuya and Washington.
Indeed,
See,
it is.
I'll agree with you on Washington. Washington did something with Roman J. Israel Esquire, but Kaluuya, I'm not opposed to it. It's like he definitely carries a lot of that film with his POV. I wouldn't give him an Oscar, but it's not something I'm like. It's just a travesty because I'm trying. Who do you put?
Okay, yeah, no, he's not a travesty. He's just not quite there.
He took James Franco.
Yeah,
I think if it wasn't
Franco's.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for the allegations that came after the Golden Globes, I think James Franco would have slid in here because I think he would have taken either Kaluuya's or Washington's spot.
See, yeah, Franco was always like that 6 or 5. He was been battling it out, and when those allegations came at that time, it just right over the edge at that time is when.
Yeah.
I think people just like didn't want to feel comfortable enough voting for him.
There were a lot of interesting choices though to be made in this category that they didn't make, and not that I'm surprised by that, but like it's
Also, I think Jeremy Renner should have gotten for Wind River.
Yeah, I would love to see that. And take out Washington.
Yeah. So here's a list of just people: Javier Bardem in Mother, Christian Bale in Hostiles.
Oh,
what the
Robert Pattinson in Good Time.
Really good.
Jeremy Renner in Wind River. You could have picked either Adam Sandler or Ben Stiller from the Meyerowitz stories, new and selected. Andy Serkis for War for the Planet of the Apes.
No, not
not gonna happen, but that'd been great.
I know, but it would have been cool.
Yeah,
and of course James Franco.
Yeah, I mean,
and
with the Meyerowitz story, that's an interesting one because, they might have missed out on a lot because they're probably still at the point where they still didn't really want to nominate a Netflix movie. I don't know if it actually had a theatrical.
I mean, that year, Mudbound was like that was the one that
kind of was the movie that Netflix decided was going to
push.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is, did Meyerowitz story have a theatrical release? Mudbound, I believe, did.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but no, actually, you bring up Hostiles, which is a criminally underrated movie. And I think Bale totally actually should have gotten that nomination. This proves again why he's one of the best.
I mean, Scott Cooper, the director, he's one of those guys that can put performances out of the actors out of nowhere. Like his actors get nominated like frequently.
If we talked about, would we say for those who've seen Hostiles, honestly, Rosamund Pike is someone I would put in for if we have a supporting. I would definitely throw her in over. Don't die on a save.
I'm actually eating like chili powder.
Oh, okay, just plain chili powder.
I mean, it's sort of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely want to throw in the love of Rosamund Pike in there because I think she's another criminally underrated performance this past year.
Yeah. I mean, this is one that I thought that Daniel Day-Lewis would have ended up winning because this is his last shot to get another Oscar because he's officially. Well, he said he's retired, so
until he's not.
Well, at this point, I kind of believe him because, like, with the way he does his acting, his method acting, it takes a lot out of you. So he probably wants to get some time to learn how to be Daniel Day-Lewis again, as opposed to trying to pretend to be other people.
It takes him like 5 years to do a next movie. I don't remember when the last time like he do 2 back-to-back, right? 2012. No,
I mean, I know Sean Bean did back-to-back in either supporting or best actor.
No, but I'm talking about Day-Lewis and his acting. Like, how much time does he take to?
A lot.
Yeah, he takes
4 or 5 years.
He is particular with his craft.
Shall we move on to the directors?
We shall go on to the directors. All right. Best director winner of this year is Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water, Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk, Jordan Peele, Get Out, Greta Gerwig, Lady Bird, and Paul Thomas Anderson, Phantom Thread. The big shock I remember of that day was no Martin McDonagh. Yeah, or Martin McDonagh for 3 Billboards. That was a shock.
Yeah, it was very surprising.
But
that was the moment that I said Billboards is not winning Best Picture.
Yep. I mean, it's a possibility, but it just
but I said that was shut down because people. You remember like it was like La La Land because I remember like people started turning it. Like at the beginning, everybody loved it, and then it started to turn. And like nobody was gonna turn on Shape of Water because I mean everybody loves Guillermo del Toro, the majority of people, and everybody was waiting for him. And
see, it's hard to not love Guillermo del Toro.
It was nice to see him win. Obviously, he was not the person I was rooting for, but it was still nice to see him win.
Oh yeah, because he's literally one of us. He would be on a podcast like this talking about movies if he had the chance. Because this guy.
Well, he has the chance, but he just has better things to do with his life.
You're okay. You're right. He'd rather be successful and win more Oscars. I understand.
He'd rather be making the movies.
True.
He's shooting his new movie right now, I think.
What is his new movie?
I don't remember, but he has a new movie coming up.
But he produces like 300 movies.
Like,
Oh yeah.
He was just on a little we had a little pre-roll clip at the movie theater where he was advertising Scary Stories. Anyways. This is a good lineup. I could have done without Gerwig and Peele, but like they're fine. They're good. They're quality movies.
I honestly think with the caliber of the 5 that we have right now that this is wonderful. I would have definitely put in what the Baptist did with the Villeneuve for Blade Runner 2049. I thought should have been replicated here. That would have been pretty baller. And
I like that one. I like Guadagnino. I like Spielberg, obviously.
Yeah.
Guadagnino should have been nominated. Just to mention the Del Toro, if I'm not mistaken, because he has like 10 movies on development on IMDb. His movie is called Nightmare Alley, and it stars Leonardo DiCaprio. It's about a corrupt conman teams up with a famous psychiatrist to trick people into giving them money. A remake of a 1947 film.
Interesting.
Oof. The DiCaprio going with all the big directors.
He's coming back. He's working in Scorsese.
Yeah, DiCaprio is doing his rounds. This is what he does.
He won the Oscar and he left.
Yeah. Now, for this Best Director, I would personally say this lineup right here. While I would have replaced a couple, I honestly think is one of the best of all time, directing wise. It's just consistent, well rounded, very great. Like we have a comedy, you have a horror movie, or I guess thriller more than anything else. Dramas, a sci-fi, a war movie. This is just a well-rounded, I honestly think, best director lineup. It shows really the breadth of the movies that we had this year. So I think this might be one of the best of all time. That's my
Yeah,
opinion. What do you guys think?
yeah,
I
no,
think that's a fair discussion.
yeah, I
I
can
mean,
agree with that.
and the best part was Natalie Portman presenting.
Oh yeah, that was there.
She presented at the Golden Globes.
Did she? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't
with
remember.
Ron
Who
Howard.
did best director that year?
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
well, I messed up. Sorry. Let's move on to best picture. Before I
No,
embarrass myself.
she did at the Globes though.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All these 4 male nominees and Greta Gerwig, something like that, right?
Yeah, no, it was who's his
Oh,
face?
it was Golden Globe.
It was why the hell can't I think of his name? Iñárritu.
Yeah, it was because they did the year before. So no, yeah, no, was it?
Yeah, and he gave
No, it was Chazelle.
No, it wasn't. He didn't present Guillermo del Toro's Oscar.
I don't
Oh, he
think it
didn't.
was-
I forgot. They don't pick. Was it Iñárritu? I can't remember.
Okay,
Because Del Toro presented
Find out.
Cuarón.
move along, and I'll look.
But
it
yeah,
up.
look it up. Okay, but this is something I would put in the best of all time. Do you guys would like to have that conversation for later?
It
You
was
wanna put that in there?
Emma Stone.
Oh.
It was Emma Stone.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It was one of the years they really didn't have the.
Oh yeah,
former-
this is the
The
stupid.
weird year.
Yeah,
No, the weird year was later. Remember? No, wait, was it? This is the
I mean,
start of the weird year.
this was the start of the weirdness.
But yeah, no, yeah. I would say this is one of the best of all time, and I'd like to put in that conversation. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I think it's up there. I think, as you said, it's a verse. Every film different. That's something nice about these
I know.
years Oscar. Like every film, like they don't feel the same. Like you can make a comparison about Dunkirk in the Last Hour and the Darkest Hour just because of the topic, but other than that they're completely different
Yeah,
films.
Mhm.
very much so. Well, all right then. This is our first category that will be in our best discussion, guys. We got it. Woo! And then finally, best picture. We have The Shape of Water, your winner. Call Me by Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I would definitely put in some other ones like Hostiles, Wind River, Blade Runner 2049. But this is a solid year. What do you guys think?
yeah, I think this was a solid lineup. Like I personally would have had the Disaster Artist in here because
Mhm.
what was done with that movie is just amazing. But once again, the allegations probably kept it out.
Yeah, I think this is a very, very good lineup. I would have probably punted Darkest Hour first, but there's a lot of movies that you could have stuck in, but it's a very good lineup.
The only thing I would have added it would be Blade Runner 2049. But as I said earlier, the money was not there. But I think most of those films are like on my top 20. Yeah. No, well, except Darkest Hour. But that's a different story. But like most of those films that are like Shape of Water is in my top 10, Dunkirk is in my top 10, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, 3 Billboards, like all of them I thought were really great. Oh, whoa, The Post. The Post was something. I had to take it back. But like it's just it's really one of like I don't want to go like in future episode, but like next to 2010, probably one of the best of the decade, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like-
go ahead, Ryan.
All of these are in my top 20 except Get Out and what the hell?
Darkest Hour.
Yeah, all the rest of them are in my top 20.
Yeah, no, this is one that I wouldn't put in personally because I was like personally as this is not the list that I love. Like 3 Billboards, wasn't a fan of 3 Billboards, wasn't the biggest fan of The Post, wasn't the biggest fan of Call Me by Your Name. I know people are gonna hate me.
And Hey, people hate me more than enough, so don't worry.
Okay. Well, good to know that the hate spreading around.
People hate my opinions in general. So
You know what? I think everyone hates everyone's opinion just a little bit.
You know what I was surprised like didn't go in? I, Tonya.
Yeah. Well, it only got 3, right? Editing, Janny, and Robbie.
Yeah, but like especially when it got editing, I thought, oh, this is probably gonna get best picture.
That's
Well,
true.
at the
Yeah.
time, like it was not getting nominated like in many, but like at the time, like at the moment of the nominations, they said this is probably gonna get nominated. It did not.
did it get nominated a lot in any of the other sort of
No, I don't
area?
think so.
Yeah.
No, critics. I think it got Golden Globe nomination, but other than that,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would personally say, while this is great, there's other movies I would still put it above this. Not as great a representation as director. So I would say good, but not bad. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I think
it's good.
they're all different stories, and I'm gonna whatever. I'm gonna repeat myself. Like
Okay,
there's
do it.
like Shape of Water is a fairy tale. Like Three Billboards is more of a that movie's messed up, but it's fun. And Call Me by Your Name is this coming of age film, like you can say like Lady Bird, but like in a completely subject matter, one of the point of view of this boy, which is discovering himself, but Lady Bird more of like I want to do whatever I want. And Phantom Thread is just incredible. Like it's like old people messing up themselves, and it's just like I mean they're not that
Of course.
old, but like every single one tells a different story, and it's nice in there. Like you get a take. And Dunkirk is just an achievement of directing by Nolan, and the score and the sound and the editing, and it's a technical achievement more than like storytelling, But like
Yeah.
they're pretty fantastic.
No, but
Like
it's a storytelling achievement too.
I mean, tell me the name of a character.
That's the point. That is the point. You don't know these characters, but you know them.
I love them too. I'm just saying, I love them too. But like, it's hard to say. Like, oh,
it's the experience, not the characters. It's the journey, not the destination.
Yeah, because I remember holding my shirt like the whole time, just listening to the sound and everything. I wish I could have seen it in IMAX, but it's not IMAX.
Same. All right. So in retrospect, we've talked about a lot. This is so far we haven't had anything that's considered outright bad, which I guess is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
What would we rate this year overall? Not like give it a number, but how would we say this? This is one of the best of all time. We've only really had one category, which is best director. We're putting into the conversation.
I'd say it was a good Oscars.
Okay. What about you, other two guys?
I think there were like 1 or 2 exceptional films, but most of them were good. Like up there, like there were not any mediocre or like what are you doing there films in any category, which makes it a really good year. Maybe when we go to retrospective and go went over the whole natty ceremonies, we're gonna say like come back to 2017 and say this was a fantastic year because when Tom Jones win Best Picture in 1967, it's like what?
We're gonna get there and be like, what? How did this win over that?
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. It's hard to say that this is one of the best ever, but it's such a strong year. I could imagine us thinking of it that way at some point.
Yeah. At this point, it's still a very good year. We're probably gonna have a lot more best years when we get back into like when we get to 99. 99 is gonna be like.
When we get to 94,
94 is gonna be great. 90s were so great highs and so not great lows.
Wasn't 99 the year of Shakespeare in Love? Was that
98?
Unfortunately.
When we go to 2006,
I can't wait to say why I think it's deserving.
Oh, there's gonna be a fire.
We have Let's calm down, ladies and gentlemen. Let's calm down. All right. Well, yeah, that is our discussion about 2017. I'll try to keep tweaking it, streamlining it, making sure it's all palpable for everybody, because we spent a lot of time on that discussing, which I guess is the point of this podcast, to discuss the Oscars and their failures and their successes, to make sure that we're all on the same page. And as a group, again, best director for this year, 2017, is the only one we considered best of. So write that down and put it in the list for later. We can go back and kind of decide what we consider to be some of the best of all time. And I'm going to leave you all with one fact before we go do our plugs. And that is Bohemian Rhapsody was the most awarded film of last year with 4 Oscars. Let that sink in.
Why'd you have to leave us with that fact?
Because I want you to share my pain. Share my pain, guys.
By that logic, Rocketman should win like 8.
If that, by that logic.
Yeah.
By that logic, yeah.
But all right. Anyway, Abe, where can the people follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at AbrahamF25, where I post my things about movies I saw. Even though people don't like them, I do. You can follow me on Instagram at AbrahamFlores25, and go to the Facebook page to Take 3, because sometimes I post question of the day and people answer to the questions. And that's it.
Oh, hey, speaking of which, when you asked that question, Abe posed a question in Take 3 Productions, in the Take 3 Productions page, concerning if you guys could pick one director to work with 2 actors in any type of genre, what would they be? For me, I'll let you guys think about it for a second. For me, I'd love to see Tom Hooper come back and work with Diego Luna and Elizabeth Debicki. That's something that I kind of threw out of there. I'd love to see Tom Hooper do something, because he works great with his actors. Say what you about his movies, but he gets great performances out of his actors. And I'd love to see Diego Luna and Elizabeth Debicki, 2 underperformers, rise up and shine. And it'd be like a dramatic thriller. That's something I think really interesting. He's an out of the box. What'd you pick, Abe?
I would say Quentin Tarantino, Michael Keaton, Tom Cruise, in like a Jackie Brown style. Something like that in the Pulp Fiction.
Okay. What about you guys?
For me, it'll be Damien Chazelle, Hugh Jackman, and Ryan Gosling in a musical.
Oh. Okay. I can buy that. Ryan, did you have one?
I'm just thinking about this. I would like to see Tom Ford work with actually I'm actually also going to steal Gosling. I think that they could make an interesting movie together. And who am I going to cast as there? You know what, since I talked about it earlier in this episode, let's throw in Kristen Stewart. So Tom Ford with Kristen Stewart and Ryan Gosling. And
oh wow,
I would kind of want him to make another thriller. Like, he has that sensibility, and like I can't wait for Tom Ford #3, like whatever it is.
When's that happening?
he takes his time. He's a busy man.
He runs a fashion empire, so
one day.
I mean, after his last 2 movies,
and just is like one of the best directors working today as a side gig,
just casually.
Breaking news just announced.
What was his first film? I don't remember.
Sorry,
what was his first film?
A Single Man.
Mm-hmm. Not a serious man, a single man.
Okay. I think I know which one it is. I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah. It's a really steamy gay movie.
Oh yeah.
Starring Colin Firth. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know which film is it. He got nominated for Best Actor, right?
He did.
2009.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Sure did.
And then 7 years to make Nocturnal Animals.
I think it's just like didn't like he just like, oh, take a break. Oh yeah, make a movie. Because
we'll probably talk about that when we get to that year.
Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Because it was
10 episodes from now.
Yeah, because Nocturnal Animals was snubbed. Saying it here. All right. Anyway, Malcolm, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Take 3 Productions, hosting Rankum every Sunday night. By the time this comes out, we'll have just done top 12 songs from animated movies, which was a very big bloodbath, just like the songs musicals. I also host Full Metal Random every Tuesday, and this week is the SpongeBob episode. And you can find me on Twitter, Letterboxd, and Stardust at Melkor.
Awesome. And Ryan, what about you?
Thanks for, obviously it's exciting to be back with the crew.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at rmckenna19. I'm just gonna, as I reach my slow descent into political darkness, I'm just gonna be posting more and more angry political things, I imagine. So, if you're interested, you can follow me there. Otherwise, I don't know. Follow me on Letterboxd, rmckenna19.
See, this is why I have two separate Twitters. One for work related to news / political stuff, and then one related to fun stories and me ranting about the ending of Game of Thrones. That's basically what it is.
See, Twitter
And
is successful. I try to avoid.
You know what?
Every time I go on Twitter, I'm just sad.
Yeah, I'm learning that very quickly. It's just like, man, come on, guys, come on. Also, let's not. And also, another fun fact: Jumanji, the Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle almost made $1 billion.
It
From
did.
last. Yeah, that's bonkers.
Another fun fact: Endgame is about 70 million away from beating Avatar.
There you go. Look at that. Money, 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 money. And for me, you can find me on Twitter at Cine_man. That's CINE_MANN, as well as my YouTube channel that I've started back up working and actually producing content. You will find me, I guess, I'm going to be posting this both on Take 3 and posting also this on my personal page. So we have two different audiences. Hopefully we can cross pollinate, because right now I have over 20, 200, 2,500 subscribers. So hopefully you guys are listening and watching, and watch some of those video essays that I have. The last one concerning maturing with your audience, about how to train your dragon and the importance of that with the audiences that it ages with, as well as one dissecting the Disney remakes and how and why Disney keeps doing them, and kind of dissecting that down a bit more, not offering a definitive opinion, but more giving people their space to come up with their own interpretation. And again, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you'll be listening to this on Anchor or Google Podcast or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever, because by that time, I'm working on getting that all situated. So hopefully by that time, everything will be squared away. So we are going to be a legit podcast, guys. Think about it. Legit podcast. We're going places. You guys excited?
Totally.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys on episode 24 next time. Have a great day.